9 p.m., the sun will move into Aries. Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. Yes, 0 degrees Aries.
0 degrees
An error occurred.
Aries.
Please try again later. Playback, blah, 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 blah. Well, that's always fun, isn't it?
What does this mean? Are we
I don't
live
know.
or not?
Well, but it's apparently an error has occurred. I don't know what the error is. It says perfect stream status, excellent connection. So let me just...
But it also...
Gilda's saying, I'm just not seeing it. Let me refresh the page. Maybe that's what we need to do here.
Oh, dear.
Technology, you gotta love it.
It's just been a week, let me tell you.
And we see Gilda. It looks like it's working.
I said Gilda, I see
There you
Anna.
go. Yeah, no, we're
All
working.
right.
We're
Happy
working.
spring,
It was
happy
just
spring.
a glitch our end. So there you go.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
hello, Anna.
Anna and Gilda, yeah.
Anna has a black cat.
Ooh.
You've graduated from your broom to a black cat.
How did that happen?
I don't know. Maybe time.
Oh, yes.
We did something about time, didn't it? It's
Yes.
like one of those things. So
Yep. So we have to make sure we get our stuff up for the
it's coming. We need that for April.
Yeah.
We need that for April. She's making notes. Look, we're sort of organised. Gosh, what a week it was last week.
All right.
Gosh,
So
we're
let's just tell you where we're at.
spring noon, and aren't we glad to see it? Aren't we super glad to see it?
Okay.
We are.
So most of the people around the Hudson Valley know that there were varying degrees of storm from this last storm.
A ridiculous varying.
I think Beacon reported over 3 feet.
It's 39 or 42 inches, one of the two.
And then
I think.
some people were like, well, I just
What
got a
storm?
little skiff of storm.
Yeah.
So we had, in New Paltz, we had very heavy, wet snow. And it caused a lot of electrical issues and wires down and things like that.
Trees down all
So
over
we
the
had a
place.
spike, electric spike, and it decided to take out our phone server.
Oh my.
Because we have a really interesting, sophisticated voice over telephony.
Voice over IP. It's Asterix, but it's all home built. So
But it's a really cool phone system because we have phone readings, so we may have 2 or 3 people doing a phone reading at the same time, and then there's a tie line to our residents and all this kind of stuff. So it's pretty sophisticated.
Excuse me.
And so it took out the computer that runs the phone system. So we had no phones Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or Friday. So we had
we weren't open Tuesday because of the storm.
we weren't open on Tuesday, but Wednesday through Friday we couldn't offer any phone readings. So you can imagine how fun that was. We only could do readings in person, and I was really sweating it because I know that we had a lady calling from Australia on Saturday.
Australia, mate.
But we do have people all over the world. I mean, I've had phone clients from Japan, and so we need phones for phone readings.
Well, we need phones for the business.
So this entailed Anton having to rewrite everything from kind of scratch because the backup didn't work. And trip to get a new computer and back, and just like all.
We actually managed to not need the new computer. Fortunately, I was able to salvage an old one, so.
But anyway,
which helps. But
and so we were at the store 3 days
late
till, I don't know, 12, 1, 2, depending on the day. But that, this too shall pass. And I said that to him in the car the one night on the way out. I said, this too shall pass. It's okay. So because of that, though, we're several days behind with all the other things we're going to do. So we just want to let you know that we're not going to have live readings tonight because we have...
we're in catch-up mode.
Yeah, we have things that we weren't able to do Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday because we were doing other things. So we want to make sure that we get these other things that are, the other hats that we're wearing. We want to get those things in under the deadline. And, because of the storm, I moved my astrology class to tomorrow. So I'm really looking forward to that. But that takes Tuesday night out of the frame this weekend, too. So yeah. It's like that.
So there you have it. Yeah.
And tomorrow we have a meeting with Ashley Mortimer, and we're going to confirm his trip for this year. So shout out to Ashley, and we'll talk to you tomorrow.
He's a ridiculous amount of fun. A very, very, very learned gentleman, but a ridiculous amount of fun too. So
He teases him and calls him Wiccan royalty.
well, he sort of
So
is. Well, sort of
excited
was.
about that. And so again, now we'll go back to what the show is really about, which is the spring equinox.
Well, it is.
And the new moon.
Oh yeah.
So
Tomorrow.
the spring equinox occurs astronomically or astrologically at 0 degrees Aries, which we will move into Aries later today around 5:30. And it's a fantastic day to charge up seeds for the garden or energize the soil. You could call upon the goddess of spring, whichever goddess that is that you have a relationship with. Iostra, Ostara, Caridwen, she certainly liked to grow things. So yeah.
Anna says, my witch's planner says today is International Astrology Day. Well, how about that? I did not know that.
Well, that's awesome.
It's kind of apt and appropriate,
It
isn't it?
is.
0 degrees
0
Aries.
degrees Aries. So today would be a great day to charge up the soil, charge up your seeds. And in fact, in the Sabbats and Espits kits, the magical year kits that went out, we had this really cute little pot that
I'm looking for
that
something.
matches my cauldron
Ooh. You
and
proffed that,
chalice. Well, yeah, but I couldn't keep the pot. I have to see if I have enough. But anyway, it has this beautiful tree of life on it. So I have a little cauldron, a little chalice that match that. And the idea was for people to take that little planter pot and put all of their seeds in there, in the packets, of course, you can't mix all the seeds up, and charge them for planting.
Well, you could.
So you could do that. And if you want to know a little more about the correspondences for the Magick, then head over to the other video about Sabbats and Espits.
Yes.
And we know the new moon always occurs in the same sign as the sun.
Yes.
And the new moon is going to be at 0 degrees again, which if you've heard me talk about my tarot scopes and things, I see the Fool as 0, because he got that little 0 on top of his card there. Really, I see him as the top dot of the rays of the Awen, but I think that we have a time of great faith or fate, both of those things. So I think as we look at these new moons that are occurring at 0 degrees in their sign, they are really telling us, oh yeah, he's got the Fool here.
I was looking for, you know what
And
I'm
you
looking
can
for.
see
I can't find it.
The 0 on there.
It's only one Pamela didn't sign that.
This is the only card Pamela didn't sign, yeah. But I really think that the times are calling for us to have faith in fate, and in the karma that we've built for ourselves, If we've done our best and we've prepared and we heeded Rhiannon's Mari to get through the winter, then it's very likely that things will move forward for us in a positive way. If we've been dark and negative over the winter, then we might have a little harder time shaking off the doldrums.
Reckonings, yes.
So you wanted to talk about this card, which is Aries to
Oh,
us, isn't it?
yeah. See, now this is, I don't know if you guys can see this. The Sun card. If you're following along, pull your own Sun card out of your deck right now and have a look at that. Because this card, to me, in terms of magical timing, I always see this as the spring equinox. So this is even though the Sun is the planet that rules Leo, so this can indicate a Leo as well astrologically.
No,
and
I
all
don't
sorts.
look at that card
But
as
this
Leo
is,
at all.
no, but it's if you were looking at like the sign of somebody came up, what have you. But this is also Aries because this is but it's interesting that we have Mabon ap Modron pictured on this card, which Mabon is the autumnal equinox. And Harbour Freight, thank you for joining our conversation. I forgot to put Do Not Disturb on. What are you going to do there? But it's interesting, the wall.
Nobody ever notices that on there.
Oh, nobody notices the wall? You're kidding me. How can you not notice that wall?
People just don't.
Oh.
So it's interesting to point that out. We never got to this in Tarot Talk, I don't think.
We never did.
But yeah, think of this sentence is taken from between his mother and the wall.
When he was but three nights old.
3 nights old.
3 nights old. Now, we all know that this is the thing is, yeah, if you're a follower of the Christian faith, or if you're a recovering follower of the Christian faith, you will know that everybody runs around at Easter gripping everybody's hand going, oh, he's risen. He's risen. He's risen. Yeah. Well, this is at this point, the sun overcomes the darkness. There's now more light than dark. Yeah. So that's like he's risen from the depths of winter, perhaps. You know, the dead of winter. But the wall, you know, he's not the reason for the season. Axial tilt is the reason for the season. 23.5 degrees, which is where the tropics lie. And the tropics, if you will, are the walls that the sun actually hits.
So that's the Cancer-Capricorn axis.
Yeah. So the midsummer solstice is when the sun is directly above the Tropic of Cancer. Hence, you know, that's when that occurs. Whereas when it's directly overhead the Tropic of Capricorn, that corresponds to midwinter's day in the northern hemisphere.
Right. So that's when the solstice, the sun stands still.
Yeah.
But now we have
Appears
the
not
other
to
two
move.
Cardinal signs of
yes.
Aries and Libra ruling the equinoxes. And what does equinox mean?
Well, equal night. Because equilux would have been strange, wouldn't it? I suppose I could have done that one.
Equilux. The equilux.
The equilux. I suppose you call it by completely the wrong name. Why don't you? But I just think there's so much. I mean, it never ceases to amaze me how Pamela tuned into all of this. Oh, you know, because Mab and Ab Modron. This is straight out of Welsh mythology.
Well, you see from where you're standing, so we're going to see what we see, aren't we?
Well, there's a thought. So there's no such thing as passive observation. Is that what you're trying to say?
I'm just saying.
We've affected our own reality of this card.
We have.
Well, you know, but isn't that what life's about? Affecting your reality.
Absolutely.
You know, it's kind of interesting that we just did you know, the whole concept of, you know, first you have to have a thought, because a thought becomes your words, and your words become your deeds, and your deeds become
your habits.
Where you're going with it, you know. So these your actions, you know, idea, plan, action, if you will, that sort of thing.
Well, it's the journey for the minor arcana. Idea, passion, plan, action.
Passion, plan, action. Got to have some passion there, I suppose.
Yeah, you got to have that idea. Get your plan going. You got to
gotta
energize your plan. You got to be emotionally attached to your plan, and you see the outcome. And there's your minor arcana.
It's true, isn't it? So it's all such fun. There's so much around us hidden in plain sight, and it's interesting as well that there's a message just even in the sunflowers. Sunflowers are heliotropic. That means they follow the sun until they flower, and then they stay in that position. And that's kind of interesting, because that shows that becomes
which is usually
fixed.
with their face to the sun.
Yeah, it could be.
Right? So they're gonna, it's east, and then they'll follow it around south, west, and then the next morning they'll be back over to the east. You know, they don't spin around like an owl, but that flower part that's going to make the flower moves. And then usually once it's open, it's facing south, and it stays that way.
Kind of cool and trendiferous, really. It's they're amazing things, sunflowers. Amazing things.
We had an accidental planting of a sunflower, and you'll see me talk about it in the barn video that's coming out later today.
Oh, yeah.
The squirrel planted it, and I swear to God, I've never seen anything so tall.
That's pretty huge.
It ended up being around 14 feet tall. It was twice my height. I could have climbed to the top of the ladder. And I did post a picture of it on my Facebook page last fall, because it was so beautiful. But I think sunflowers are gorgeous. I plan on planting a bunch of them by our corn this year.
Well, yeah. Apparently they bring the right kind of pollinators for the corn, even though I thought corn... Well, I found corn is largely wind pollinated, isn't it? Sweet
so you
corn,
need to plant it in blocks, right? So we're doing 2 different kinds of corn this year. well, let's hope that they come up because we're doing bicolor corn and regular corn. And I bought the seeds from Hudson Valley Seed Company because I thought I'd have a better chance of growing a crop like that from a seed that's used to this area's, sun and whatnot kind of thing. But yeah, our plan is to start the Magickal gardens this year. So we've planted over 900 cells, everything from amaranth to zucchini.
She's gone quite mad, I have to tell you. Yes,
the herbs are so hard to get started, but once you have them, many of them are perennial, But I have some seeds in the freezer trying to scarify them.
Well, we have some lavender's a tricky one to grow from seed, but it's amazingly hardy when it's in the ground.
Right.
Our lavender at the store
shop
blooms
like 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
And that's what we snip it and we use it for and we sell. Oh, there's a bunch.
We have a bunch up there.
It's drying.
Shall I grab it?
Well, don't mess it up.
No, well I won't then.
I have them all in little rubber bands.
Observe behind my shoulder, which you can't see.
Can't see.
But there's,
I have them in little rubber bands drying, and I used one little bouquet of them when I was recording the tarot for tomorrow, so you can see the little lavender. But yeah, the shop's lavender is beautiful. And you can harvest 2 or 3 times.
Love it.
So I ordered 16 lavender plugs, the little pots, because we're doing things at a much smaller scale than we would have been able to do on 100 acres.
Well, we don't have 100 acres. Not yet, anyway.
That's okay. So just scale it down, and instead of having, a half an acre of lavender or a quarter of an acre of lavender, we're going to have a 4x4. Yeah.
A bed of lavender.
Yeah.
But that's okay,
Yeah.
It's amazing what you can do in a very short space, because we've got we're resourceful people. You just adapt, improvise, overcome, don't you?
We'll get there. It's all about just keeping going, isn't it? That's it. In the face of the craziest crazy, you just say, okay, let's stop and pause.
Relax and
figure
embrace
out
the crazy.
how we're going to figure this out,
Well, the first thing of any problem solving whatsoever is the belief in this, that a solution exists.
Right.
You may not know what it is right now, but if you cannot ever envisage the problem being rectified, being solved, being worked out, you will never work it out. So that's the very first thing, is you have to have that passion or belief.
Right.
Belief.
You have to see it.
That it's doable.
Right. It's not believe it when you see it. It's see it and believe it.
But don't you realize,
like if you see it, it'll come into being.
How we've been conditioned.
Oh, absolutely.
All the way through our lives.
Oh,
almost everything we're exposed to is cynicism, and you can't do this and you can't do that.
Well, we're even told you don't
happen.
see that. As if we have an imaginary friend, or we believe in wee folk, or Grandpa came to see me in the night, whatever it is, we're told no, don't say that. You can't think that. You don't know that. So it's kind of bred out of us, and then it's easier for people when we're grown up to pull the wool over our eyes, isn't it?
So, and this is also a shameless plug. You've just made this go off in my head. Our dear friend Joe, who does our sculpting on all of our statues, Joe Ladaddy, actually wrote a book called Pixelations, and it's beautiful.
Awesome.
So we had the luxury of doing a review for that recently. So we would strongly plug it. It's really sweet. It's a very endearing tale.
You can get it on audio.
You can.
And it was so magical on audio. It's a wonderful book to read, or to read to children, but it's also a really cool kind of, almost like a Lord of the Rings kind of hobbity story. There's all kinds of different sure I won't spoil anything, but I will tell you that it's well worth getting the audio version. And if you do, please leave Joe a review, because he's really trying to build up.
Yeah, it deserves it. This would make a lovely film. I honestly think so. It would be
absolutely
so cool as a film, and I can see that. If you're watching, Joe, I can see it. And if we can see it, if we can see that happening, let's make that a reality. Because
Pixelation,
beautiful, really touching. You should check it out. If you've read it, say hi in the comments or whatever if you've read it or you've listened to it or whatever, because there's a good rendition as an audio book, and you can get that on
Amazon.
Yeah, it's Kindle.
There's a Kindle
or
audio.
Audible. It's on Audible,
yeah.
But I think Audible's an Amazon company anyway. I could be completely wrong.
Not
I don't
sure.
know. Yeah, but it's a lovely story, very very endearing, and not without a dark side to it, I have to say. but
No spoilers.
no, I won't. but such is life, you know. It is. It's really cool. Maybe we'll persuade Joe to do a book signing or something. We
Yeah,
could do
that'd
that.
be cool.
That would be really
Let's
nice.
get things moving again when the weather's getting nicer
Well,
and
you know, we're in recovery from the pandemic now, and,
but we're
and
almost out the
we've got to be. I mean, we're moving into spring. Fortunately, you know, there are very effective treatments for it now, and I think there's such a almost now herd immunity through vaccination or in people who've gotten infected with Omicron variants or what have you. I think, you know, it's endemic. It's never going to go away. And just like, you know, the flu, certain people would be terribly at risk from contracting it. So, you know, we have to be mindful of that. But bless you. You're right. But yeah, we've. I think she's allergic to me.
No, it's this stupid medicine.
I don't know. Aren't we we're the most professional show you've ever seen?
Well, what do you do?
You can't dub it out alive, can you? Can't. Oh, we'll just take that again. It's not going to work. Poor thing. I don't know. But it's nice. I think that we're starting to recover. Are getting back to being social. I mean, we've missed company terribly, you know.
Oh God!
We don't do isolation well, and we've been, you know, effectively. I think all of us almost lost 2 years out of our lives. You know, maybe a little more. And things aren't quite normal. You know, there's still a lot of trepidation and a lot of concern around, and. You know,
but we love entertaining and having people,
do.
so we're looking forward to being able to do some stuff on the deck again. And
I know, and you know, that's one of the things as well. It's whilst Zoom is great, you know, it helps a great deal, and it certainly can shrink the world a lot.
yes, no, people have had access to classes that they wouldn't have had access to.
Well, that's very true, but there's still no. It's not the same as actually being there. No. You know, if you can be there, it's better. It's better in person. You know, it just is the subtleties and nuances and everything. Everybody's either just enraptured with us or they're just not very chatty today. You guys all sleeping? Is that what's going on? They're usually ribbing us and saying all sorts of fun stuff, but nobody's saying much today.
Well, we wanted to do a one-card reading for each of our members.
Well, we should. So
Gilda and Anna are there.
Gilda and Anna are there, so go on then.
All right, so
Help yourself.
Gilda was here first, so I'll
She
pull
was.
a card for Gilda first, especially since we're not going to be on tonight. So. Oh.
Hello. That's not a bad card.
This is the card I use for Gemini, which is odd because it's supposed to be Taurus, but I always see this as Gemini.
Weird.
And
okay.
I think this is about opening and awakening communication. And I also feel like it's making an investment in yourself. So almost think you might go to school again. You might take a couple of classes or do some sort of certification for something so that you can take like the next step. So some kind of learning or knowledge as an investment in self. And I think that's a good thing. All right, so that was Gilda's, unless you want to...
I'm going to throw one thing in. This is one thing for me. There's always a little caveat here. And, you know, if things start to get really good for you and you're you know, are very much focused on your commercial endeavors or you know, the living the life of luxury you'd like to become accustomed to and what have you, don't forget your spiritual needs, okay? And that's it's very important. That's part of the whole, you know. We can be happy and healthy and wealthy, but unless we take care of our spiritual body as well, you know, we're missing the point. So, you know, it's just the foot on the whew, there is the giveaway to me. So that's my little caveat.
All right.
All right.
So now one card for Anna.
Do you want me to pull this one?
Well,
then?
you start. Yeah.
Oh,
I thought we
steady
would just
now.
each do one. Oh, my.
Oh, hello. Well, this is interesting. You got the...
I got this card in circle. And, you know, I'll let you read first.
You want to...
I was going to... Do you want me to go first?
You go first,
All
because
right. So this card has a strong association to a poster that I had in my room as a young girl, from a quote of John Lennon's that said, "Life is what happens to you while you're busy making other plans." And sometimes we feel like this is terrible disruption, but sometimes we recognize later that Spirit had its own plan while we were making our plans. So when you first get the disruption or the big change happens and you're trying to adjust to that, there are 3 swords. So you have to adjust physically, you know, emotionally and mentally to this big change. And the trick is not to let it break your heart, you know, like the time and effort and energy that you put into one thing that has now been dramatically changed isn't wasted or lost, and we don't want it to break our hearts. So I got this card not too long ago in a little mojo at Circle, and I understood what it meant. So sometimes change can be very disheartening. And coping with that change or looking at the bottom line of it. But I don't see this as a bad card. I see this purposely as a gray. It's a gray area. She put all that background of gray because it isn't just black and white. It's things that have to be sorted out, and there's going to be carryover from that mingling of energy until you process it.
You done?
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, sorry. I don't remember eating the frog either. Forgive me. This, I do believe I know what this is about, and obviously we can't get into to personal stuff, but I do believe, you know, something that was almost a way of life for you for a very long time, I think dramatically shifted. And I think what hurt more than anything else is the realization of what you thought it was and what it actually was were 2 separate things. Like, you know, we all tend to see sometimes through rose-colored spectacles, as they say. And, you know, this is to do with the organization you used to be involved with, is the long and the short of it. And I think it hurt to the realization and the separation from that, I think did actually cut you to the core. When I say to the core, literally to the heart, you know. But as Lisa says, change is not bad, because even though, believe me, the last few days I've been through the chuffing mill with this phone system and kicking myself ridiculously, because I thought I'd got absolutely everything fully backed up, and it turned out that only part of it was. And
things had been updated,
yeah,
or
and
whatever.
I beat my head against the wall and kicked myself repeatedly, and worked until I could resolve the problem. And none of it was pleasant, I have to say that. But now we're actually able to do more with it than we could have done with the last version. So there's
never an ill wind that doesn't blow some good.
Exactly.
But it's getting yourself past the hurdle of it. Yeah.
I didn't want to go through that. I really didn't, and it hurt. But had I been able to just seamlessly, which is the plan with anything else, and part of our disaster recovery plan, is that if something poops the bed, we can literally replace the hardware and do a bare metal restore on it as quickly as possible. But had I done that, there would have been no opportunity for growth. And now, by looking at things, I've seen ways in which we could improve it, putting it back together. So we were able to make, positive changes. And I'm not finished yet. There's going to be more, and there'll be good, stuff that's going to be better for us to provide better service to our customers as well. So coming back to you, though, even though what you went through, and I think still are processing internally, to be perfectly honest, I think is very much a painful process. She's saying something here. So I think we all know what this is about, and you're right, and I still feel I was exploited, and yes, it's very hard to let go, even though my fingers burn from holding on. Well, there you go, you're learning the lesson then, girl. That's the important thing. And
transformation, imagine this, we're talking about Ostara today, right? We're talking about, imagine the transformation from being in the egg to now not being in the egg.
Oh, hell yeah, vulnerability. Imagine the fragile seedling breaking the safety of its shell, and poking its head up through the...
Well, that's what this whole time of year is. This is a burst forward.
It is.
Spring ahead. We have all these kind of little, that one's around the clocks or what have you, but there definitely is more light. There's light so that the eggs start coming again, Or the eggs start coming again because there's light, Depends on how you look at things, really.
Which came first, the light or the egg?
Yeah. But I find this Wheel of the Year so enriching to understand and to see and to read the layers and to, look at what the sun is doing and what the moon is doing and how they're dancing together and what's being awakened or quieted, and so that dark time of the winter is now being quieted, and the stir of spring, and the water starts to flow, and the ground starts to
we get mud season. That's it.
Yeah,
it's lovely.
No, and it starts a very busy time for people who are in tune with the earth, right? Got to get your garden ready, got to get your seeds planted, got to, we're joking about the seeds, we're calling it the nursery, because we have all these seeds in different stages of, some are just poking their little heads. We've got tomatoes that we just had to pot up, and everything is in a different stage. It's like trying to take care of a little nursery.
It is, and it's finding the time to do that, because literally you were probably working on your seeds for a couple of 3 hours yesterday,
Yeah.
And at this stage, before they need a lot of care and nurture, I guess, and before you actually get them in the ground.
Yeah.
And it ain't time yet. It ain't time to plant out yet. It's just...
Again, the barn video that comes out today. When is it coming out? 3 o'clock?
3. I think it comes up at 3. I think that's what it is.
There's a little segment in there about last year's gardens, because obviously you can see it's summertime in this video. And you'll see a little bit about last year's gardens. And I was doing it in tubs because it was prior to my... No, it wasn't prior to my surgery. But anyway, I couldn't do a lot of bending. So I had to do like raised beds things. So I was doing these big tubs on concrete blocks so I could sit in a chair and do my gardening.
Well, it was also a cunning plan that at least sort of having a quasi raised bed like that would keep some of the critters out. Oh no!
I didn't.
Believe me,
the woodchuck got
someone looked out the bathroom window and there's a woodchuck just chowing down.
We looked out and he was laying down in the bean tub munching. Like it must have exhausted himself to get up into the bean tub, and he was just laying in there,
chowing down on the beans.
I think he's living underneath my garden shed. We'll see if it's a he or a she and how many woodchucks we have this year.
Yes. How much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, eh? What?
And we found some little possum
possum
paw
prints
prints yesterday too. So it's, nature is starting to wake up.
It is. I think things are, we're all here. We survived the winter, and in Muggledom, this being International Astrology Day, is also in Muggledom the first day of spring. But this is Alban Isla. This is the height of spring.
Height of spring.
And you think about
this is Imbolc, or Gwal Mer, Gwal Freid, was the first of spring, and Beltane the Sabbath after this will be the first of summer. So
Yep,
this
beginning
is
of summer.
mid-spring. It's the height of spring.
Well, you think about it, everything's changing rapidly. Everything's changing, and in fact,
Buds.
this is the point where at this equinox, the light is growing at the fastest rate. You know, so we're putting on almost 15 minutes a week at the moment in light, which is great, which is superb. You know, and definitely the sun is getting stronger. We recently had solar. Yeah, we've been watching. The shadows now made it off the whole width of the driveway, so we can see that. Yeah, and the beautiful thing is we got solar here now, so you see the strength in the sun. It tells you how many kilowatts you're generating and all that fun stuff.
Yes.
So. We like that. I thought it was an environmentally responsible thing to do, to be perfectly frank. Just took years to get it up there.
There you go.
That's it. Everything takes longer than you think, doesn't it?
I really am having
You're having a
meds day today.
Seriously allergy day, aren't you?
Yeah.
Itchy, scratchy and all
But
that fun stuff. Bless.
the other thing we have planned is water catchment. We want to catch rainwater, so we'll be putting up some guttering and getting those big white.
I'll hold the ladders for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's coming along. We're slowly coming along. We're getting there. Everything just takes way longer than you think.
Always, doesn't it?
And whenever you have any big project go on, it always takes way longer and costs way more. Even if you work things out to the very penny, you know, calculating out how much even a stamp is going to cost you, and then they raise the price of the stamps.
Don't they?
So
Recalculate.
it's just crazy. But we're doing all right.
We are. We can't grumble because grumbling doesn't do a damn bit of good, does it? When you think
big week at the shop. We have
it is.
Astrology class tomorrow.
Mm-hmm. Which was delayed from the store.
Ostara, Albin Eiler Circle on Friday. We have Psychic Fair on Saturday, and then Chakra Crystal Energy Clinician class on Sunday.
It is a bloody big week, isn't it?
It is a big week.
Gosh, it's the almost end. So this Saturday, I know, obviously it's
March has
almost
31 days, but I think it worked out that the 26th is Crystal class.
Right.
And the 25th is Psychic Fair.
Right.
Because 6 days would be April
the 32nd.
Yeah.
March 32nd. You can't have that.
Yeah.
That would be too far in. Yeah. So yeah, it's as far away from the end of the month as you can get.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because if it was a day later,
a week later.
Yeah.
If anybody could follow that, I don't know. But anyway, it's a big week. Lots of things happening. Just so many wonderful things to look forward to.
It is. Gotta love it. All right, so questions, queries, comments, or complaints. Go on then. Anybody got anything?
Everybody's really quiet today.
They are. Gil just said thank you.
Well, you're welcome.
But you're very, very welcome.
Members get reading.
They do.
Especially because we're not going to be on tonight. So.
Yeah, exactly. And there's more people watching us than are speaking, but you're not. You're not
You're not obligated
to
speak.
To chat. You're not. We just like people to chat in. You know, it's fun.
Oh
That's what we do.
Goddess.
Goodness gracious me, Mrs. B.
I don't want to sneeze anymore.
No. No. I'm hoping I can persuade my dear sweet bunny to give me a bit of a haircut because I'm starting to look like I'm looking like the
little mountain man.
Yeah, wreck of the Esperus or whatever. You know. Yeah. So fortunately, mine's easy to do.
Mine is not. I can't cut my own hair.
I can't.
Well, I do cut the front of it, but no, this is not about that. Gilda's saying something.
It's gloomy and cold here. I'm under the covers. I don't blame you.
Aw,
I'm not getting out of bed.
Cold? I thought you were out west.
Yeah, but they got snow and all that sort of weird and wonderful stuff.
Well, she might be in a higher elevation as well. I don't know where she is, but.
I guess. What's this? I'll be picking up my statue of Bree tomorrow before class. Oh, hello. My numbers are 9 and 18, and if I can get some multiple of that, but I do want that statue. Yeah, we'll figure that out. Cool. I'm sure. I don't know.
Well, there's all kinds of choices that would equal 9, so we'll find you one.
We can do that. We can do that.
Find you one.
She's a lovely breed, I have to say. She really is. Quite lovely. Quite lovely. Ah, gosh.
All of the stuff that Joe's doing. I'm so excited right now. He's working on 2 things. Taliesin, which I won't spoil, but that was
a tricky
inspired.
One. That was a tricky one.
Taliesin and Nisian of Nisian.
Mr. Good and Mr. Bad.
Yeah.
So,
Mr. Good and Mr. Bad, yeah.
Mr. Bad, yes.
I'm excited about that.
Could be good. Are we going to put Evnisian in a leather jacket?
I think he might be like a Mad Max Beyond Thunderdome kind of scorpionesque character.
He's got to be devastatingly good looking, but he's got to be bad. You know what I mean?
Well, you know, I kind of see them as the Taurus Scorpio aspect of things in a way.
Well, I see now you're getting deep again. We're going oppositions here, aren't we? The light half and the dark half of the year they may well represent, you know, and that's very true because, you know.
Well,
Scorpio.
Taurus as the earth-minded, Venus-ruled, you know, grounded energy, and Scorpio as the Mars kind of protector aspect.
They are effectively, though, they're the cross quarters away because we have the 4 cardinals, you know, where we've got, you know, which represent the 2 equinoxes and the 2 solstices. If I don't know
Solstice.
I don't know what the plural of solstice is really, but there we go. Make it up for yourself. But then you've got those cross quarters. Interesting that astronomically they're going to be at 15 degrees of the sign, haven't they?
Midway, yeah.
Yeah, because they've got to be midway. They've got to be midway.
So we've
through
made
the
up
sign.
two words today: equilux and solstice.
Equinox and solstice. Oh, I love it. There's another interesting
This
thing.
is what lack of sleep will do to you, I think.
I don't know. Yeah. Heavily medicated for your protection.
But I think, honestly, even if you don't feel like going outside today, if it's cold or whatever, allow yourself a little bit of time for reflection on your potential. Yeah, reflection upon your potential. Because as those seeds burst forward, remember, they know what they're supposed to be.
They have no
right?
doubt.
There's no doubt. And even though we would look at, an acorn and have no idea that it was going to be an oak tree by its appearance, the acorn knows it's going to be a mighty oak tree. So to turn the wheel today for yourself personally, go within and connect to some part of your potential. Gain some ideas about how you're going to burst forth, put roots down for that potential, and grow something to fruition. So again, Sabbats really aren't about magic, but it's about turning the wheel and being connected to nature. So in honor of that potential, of those seeds bursting forth, think of your own potential and what it is you want to grow.
Absolutely. And remember, there can be no growth without risk. There has to be risk, but it's the risks that we take that make life worth living, you know. We could get all profound and philosophical, you know, and, you know, anybody who's born is sure to die, you know, but so what's the point in being born then? If, you
It's
know?
the journey.
The journey is just, you know, the life is for living, and there are some beautiful, amazing things if you're prepared to, you know, just poke your head above the soil, you know, and feel the sun in your bones, you know. But you've got to break the safety of your shell to do that.
Yeah. And
so it is a time, and there's bound to be adversity, you know. We're not out of the risk of frost yet, you know.
Right.
And some plants that are breaking through the surface now, not everybody's going to make it, you know. They may get taken out by a late frost.
No.
Not our plants. They're all right. They're being babied. They're being nursed in the nursery.
Well, I overplanted because of that. No, I mean, you know, okay.
Well, some seeds just
let's
don't
say
germinate, do they?
You want 10 tomato plants. Well, you probably should plant 12 or 14 seeds.
Yeah.
to make sure.
And we'll probably wind up with 12 or 14 tomato
It's
plants.
all right,
So
we'll manage. I have grow bags for the excess.
Well, we can always gift, potted plants to our friends as well.
There you go. Sell them
if we have too many.
Sell them for donations for the church.
Well, I guess you
yeah.
could do that if we wind up with too many. Yeah, but we're looking forward to it. It's a lot of work has got to go on this.
Yeah.
It's an awful lot of work going on. But,
oh my gosh, the one year we had someone gifted to the church a full farm share to one of the CSAs.
Goodness
We
gracious me.
canned, preserved over 1,000 jars of. We made pickles and sauces and soups and curried squashes, and it was just incredible. We have a picture of Jen. It was a Mabon psychic fair.
Mm-hmm.
So Jen is out on the lawn with these tables of canned goods that we sold for donations to the church. So, there's all kinds of things we can do to raise money. So.
There is.
And
we
preserve.
shall.
We don't intend on wasting our efforts. We're not just going to let this stuff sit there.
Well, no. that's that. But yeah, coming back to your own realization of your own potential. Yeah, there has to be innately there has to be risk involved. But nothing ventured, nothing gained.
Well, yeah, if you don't jump, you'll never fly.
That's so true.
Coming back to the Fool, right?
So true. But now is the time really where our thoughts, as at the autumnal equinox when we see that night is overcoming day, then our thoughts become introspective and we look like go into self-preservation mode.
Right. What are we?
Are we prepared? If we put this aside,
how are we going to preserve this?
How are we going to
take
care of this? Because we know the winter's coming. Now we know the summer's coming. Okay, so our thoughts turn what's the opposite of introspective?
External.
Extraspective.
We'll
make up another
word.
Extraspective. Yeah. So at the time of the solstice, that's it. What the hell? What are we on today? We're just like munching up a whole bunch of just made up words. I don't know. But your thoughts turn outwards.
Yes, there you go.
Your thoughts turn outside of yourself
turn to
and
the
look
sun
at
and the potential and the light and the growth.
And growing things. Yeah. Absolutely growing things. And
plants.
We're going to be doing a lot of growing things. Well, I think the Earth's going to be doing the growing. You're just going to facilitate it.
Again, just hokey tour guides.
Oh, yeah. But yeah, that massive amount we've got. As I said, we've got the water catchment system to put in because catch the rainwater. It works better. What's Anna saying? Anton's lexicon. You need to write this stuff down. I'm not sure how to spell it. I mean, we come up with some fun words. I think one of my favourite words ever was ferny dents.
Oh, that's a sniglet.
That's the depression left in the carpet after you move a piece of furniture.
There was this whole rage about things called sniglets.
A sniglet?
That's why Lisa and I made up a word called rapophobia, where you were working somewhere else in the store, but were absolutely sure someone had come in and was standing at the cash wrap. So we called it rapophobia. And we still suffer from rapophobia today because, the lobby comes in and somebody could be in there when the door is open and you didn't hear them come in. And you're around in the corner trying to work in the tarot room, and you get this rapophobia where you come back and look and there's nobody there.
Yeah, that wasn't a real person, but that's quite common.
Let's not go there.
Yeah, we get lots of visitors. You're gonna love it. There's some weird noises in our store and weird stuff going on all the time. It's just
creaks and cracks.
Not all from me.
It's lovely. It's lovely.
And another good word was pensiventilation. That's blowing on the pencil after you've sharpened it.
Oh right.
Everybody does it.
Oh, here's Wendy. What does she say?
Hello, Wendy. Good afternoon and happy Monday. Well, happy spring.
Happy spring. Happy Monday.
Spring noon. Blessed Alban Isla. Bendithian Alban Isla.
I'm really looking forward to Friday.
Exactly.
see what goes on in news.
And on that note, I think Carol sent me a message. Well, yes, because I didn't put Do Not Disturb on. So
I think it's Carol Circle that might be.
I think that's maybe, and I think I'm supposed to be working with her.
Well, I think you're the only choice at this point.
It's not much of a choice, really, is it? Unfortunately, you have to make do with me.
She's
I'm afraid.
picked you by default, I think. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh,
I'm not
funny.
sure I'd be our first choice.
No, I think she likes working with you. It's all good.
Yeah, I like working with her. Truth be told, she's fun. Got a lot of.
Virgo. Not Virgo.
Yeah, she keeps me in line sometimes. Maybe stops me running away with things.
It just she could just do that Virgo look, you know. Mm-hmm.
Did you see that?
Did you see that? Yeah.
It's utterly reprehensible. Gosh, I am actually very excited for the. I've been feeling the quickening for some time now. I think I've been feeling the quickening.
Well, people have been playing the saber dance behind us for a few months at least. So.
There was a marked change in the light. It was really spooky. I remember we probably talked about this, but it's worth mentioning now that we've actually hit the equilux. We've hit the equilux. So, well, we will do it 5:28.
Yeah,
Eastern Daylight Time
yeah.
here. That's where it'll be. But no, I noticed at Guilmer the Imbol, the light changed. Mm-hmm. The light changed.
The energy you could feel, even though it was still winter and cold, you could really feel the potential of that sun, couldn't you?
It's interesting. We just got to look and we see, and look more and look again. You'll see more. And I think this is the thing. I've finally in my, I don't think I'll call me my dotage yet. I'm not really that clapped out, but but I've been around the block a time.
Well, you're going to get your senior citizenship.
Shut up! No, not yet. Nowhere near. Stop it! Stop it right now! This is what I have to put up with.
Truth hurts, man.
So, yes. Well, I may not be 20. But remember, here's Carol. I love working with you, Anton. Oh, apparently Carol did decide to join us. And now, you see, now we're getting texts from everybody. It's all fun stuff.
And
Anne-Marie's joined us. You guys got all mixed up with a clock change or something.
Gosh.
I don't know.
I'll see what the shop is doing. It's all good.
I don't know. Hopefully it's not a problem. If it's a problem, you'll have to let me know.
No, I don't think so. I think they're
sending you packages. Jean-Luc.
Oh, good.
What came?
Stuff.
Oh. Stuff I don't need to know about, apparently.
Books, but you
books.
Don't need to mention them.
Oh, I won't mention them then.
Okay.
All right now. I have just a few things I want you to do. That sounds ominous, Carol. I have a few things I'd like you to do. Is this some form of extortion? Are you racketeering now, Carol?
Oh, dear, don't go there.
Yes, I have photographs. Hey, I'm fortunate, let me tell you. I got my bad crap out the way before social media came about.
Yeah,
As far as I know, there is no proof.
There's no proof.
No proof. I think
goodness.
I got away with it.
No.
Yeah, unless of course I'm incriminating myself right now, which is probable. Happy to help in any way I can, Carol. And Anna-Marie, it's lovely to see you. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So it's all good stuff. And look, you guys are joining us just as we're probably about to call it quits. Oh no, what she said. Oh, she sent the evil Virgo face. Where did you get that? Oh, gosh. Well, thank you for brightening my day.
I am just so looking forward. The next couple of weeks are going to be brilliant, aren't they?
They are.
A lot of good stuff and things moving forward and a lot of plans being hatched.
I think, honestly, things coming back
pun
to
intended.
life. Plans being hatched, but chin, yes. Pun intended. Yes, because we have to stuff Easter eggs and all that fun stuff, don't we?
Yes.
And if you've ever wondered what Easter eggs and bunnies have to do with the resurrection of Christ, come along to one of our classes. We'll be glad to explain it all to you. We can do some splaining there. That's true.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, I blew somebody's mind the other day in Hannaford, so I was at the checkout. They were all trying to figure out when Easter was. I said, it's quite easy, It's the first Sunday following the first full moon following the equinox. I went,
What?
really, it is.
It is.
It is. That is exactly how it's calculated.
So it's going to be a little bit earlier this year because the...
Well,
Oh,
yeah,
no, that's the new moon that's coming. I apologize.
yeah, no. It's the only problem is when the full moon occurs on the equinox, and that does, and then
Then that makes it the
wants
latest
the
as
latest
possible
it can
because then they
actually
move
be.
up. They move to the next moon, even though it's
Sun and
right.
moon.
So you might have had the solstice at noon and the full moon at 5, but they won't put that Sunday as Easter. They would move it a whole month.
Fascinating, Captain. Fascinating. I love it.
Well, you know, they don't want to interfere with the pagan holidays.
It's true, though. It's so true.
I don't want that overlap.
No.
Oh, goddess.
Oh, you've got to love it.
All right, people.
Yeah, I suppose we better go and
There-
do some stuff.
We've
really got catch up to do.
We've got to be like 12 people because we've lost 3 solid days.
It's all my fault.
Yeah.
I admit it.
No, it's okay. But we will catch up with you. Please, please, please watch the barn video today. And help us figure out how we're going to go viral. We just need to go viral.
To the dearly beloved members of our sweep team out there, if you shared the stuff on whatever your social media is, if it's like tarot for tomorrow or whatever, or whenever we put up a short or whatever, if you just like pimp it out all over the place, that can really, really help. So shamelessly plug us, please, because we need some shameless
We
plugging.
need to grow.
We're trying to become.
We see our potential.
We have no doubt in the realization of our potential. It's just the patience angle, isn't it?
Yes.
It's now Carol's sending a hug.
Oh. All right. Well, anyway, the phones are back up and running, so we can take phone calls now. We don't expect any more snow this week, so we should be able to get all of our classes
I think we're good
and
this
services in on time.
I think we got rain at the weekend.
And Saturday's the psychic fair. Well, sometimes rain helps the psychic fair because people can't work outside, so they come in.
Yeah, might as well come and get a reading. Anyway,
Kind of lets out
see
reading
what's on the
porch,
cards.
though. But
Well, it depends if the
much rain?
rain's sideways. Yeah, no, but if it's the porch has a roof, so it's all good.
all right, so figure out what you're going to do to honor the equinox today.
The equilux.
And if you are within driving distance, consider coming to our Friday night service if you'd like to come and
It would be lovely.
see more of what it's about.
It would be lovely, and hopefully we're going to be outside fairly soon as well. We've got obviously to clean up. Spring cleaning, all the
Clean
leaves
up all
and
the
stuff
sticks
like
and
that.
leaves and get things sorted out. Maybe
probably
paint
need the benches, need
this
another
year.
coat. I
Yep.
think of wood stain or whatever to
Yep.
do that. So it's never ending. There's always stuff. If a loose end and you've got to feel like wielding a paintbrush, we can put you to work.
We can put you to work. We got stuff to do.
We do. But yeah.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for tuning in.
Yes.
And we'll definitely catch you again on Monday next week. If there's something you'd like us to cover, if you have a question or a topic, let us know.
Please do.
Think about what you want to do for the new moon too. You've got that Aries new moon, the Pioneer. This week is just packed. The days are just packed.
The days are just packed.
All right.
And the nights have been fairly packed too, right? No, it's been, yeah. But yeah, get it all. I think everybody, we caught everybody in the like there's a bunch of people joined us now, so you're gonna have to just
Go back
rewind
and watch because we invented at least 3 words today.
I think so. So anyway, I guess we better go forth, come fifth, and win a cup because we've got so much to do. It's just spooky at this point.
It's all good though. It's all good. It's just
we love it.
I think the thing is too that we work to we're not perfectionists. We always say we strive for excellence. So we need that time to go back over things and cross T's and dot I's and make sure we're, doing everything.
Fix the spelling mistakes.
Well, that too.
That's it. Yeah, there was always that. In all of our paperwork, we actually have to say, blowing our own trumpet, we have some really nice handouts with all of the courses.
Some of them have some howler
But
spelling mistakes, though.
We guarantee you, it doesn't matter how many revisions there's been, somebody's going to find something new. There's no prizes, though.
Well, that's because I really stink at spelling and punctuation. Math was my strong suit, not English, I have to say. But
you're American. You don't speak English.
no, I don't. All right. Anyway, Onward ever onward. Have a blessed Alban Eiler.
Bendithian Alban
Dithian Alban Eiler. And wonderful loads of positive energy for that new moon. Go to one of the little shorts, one of the mantras, and get the positive energy one and jazz yourself up for that new moon. All right?
Yeah, and if you're on the sweep team, pimp all the mantras
Peace,
too.
peace, peace. All right.
All right, thank you
all
guys.
very much. We'll
Have
see
a
you
beautiful,
soon.
beautiful day.
Take care.
We'll see you really soon. Bye.